Assalamu alaikum friends. In this video I'm going to talk about the encapsulation. So first of all we need to know that what is encapsulation. Encapsulation is the technique of making the fields in a class private and providing access to the fields via public methods. Encapsulation can also be described as a protective barrier that prevents the code and data being randomly accessed by the other code defines the outside. So, first of all, from the definition, we come to know that encapsulation is the techniques. For example, in the class, when we have made some variables private, which means they are not accessed by the other class until unless we allow them. So, encapsulation is the technique through which we can access the private members of the specific class in the other class. So there are some methods known as set method and get method through which we can access the private members, which we will discuss and see in the example. So first we need to know that what is the importance of encapsulation. To hide the internal implementation details of the class, can safely modify the implementation without worrying breaking the existing code that uses the class. Protect class against the accidental and willful stupidity. Keeps class tightly in by keeping the visible fields to a minimum, easier to use and understands. Why we need the encapsulation? In object-oriented programming, data encapsulation is concerned with combining data and how it's manipulated in one place. This is achieved through the state and the behavior of an object. Only allow the states of an object to be accessed and modified through the behaviors. The values contained within an object state can then be strictly controlled. Hiding the detail of how the object works. The only part of the object that is accessible to the outside world is its behavior. What happens inside those behavior and how the state is stored is hidden from view. Benefits of encapsulation. The main benefit of the encapsulation is the ability to modify our implemented code without breaking the code of others who use our codes. With this feature, encapsulation gives maintainability, flexibility, and extensibility to the code. Benefits of using encapsulation. In this slide, we're gonna talk about that. What is the benefit of encapsulation after using this in the encapsulation technique in our code? The field of a class can be made read only or write only. Okay? A class can have total control over what is stored in its field. The user of a class do not know how the class stores its data. A class can change the data type of a field, and a user of the class do not need to change any of their code. So the first point is that what is maintainability? Encapsulation draws a boundary around a set of data and methods. This allows a developer to use the code without having to know how it works, but with that input data and its input data range and with what it returns. What is the flexibility in encapsulation? Encapsulation makes the code easier to visualize. This means code can be arranged visually before implementing. Extensibility makes long-term development easy. Updates can be made by changing the encapsulated part without changing the input and output formats. There are some points to remember if we want to use the encapsulation method in our code. So we have to use set method to take input of that instance variable. Return type with set method is compulsory. Why it is compulsory we'll see in the Java code. We use get method to take output. No return type is required with get method. So for example, if we need to understand the encapsulation, let's have a look at the Java code. So this is our first encapsulation demo. For example, in this I have made a class which is known as demo1. In this I have declared a string name which I have set it as private. Then I have used a get method known as getName, and I have returned the name. Then I have set public void set name, and here's the return type string name. And then I have this is a keyword which someone may have discussed. This dot name is equal to name. So this is our class in which I have declared a string known as name, and I have declared it as private, and then I have used get method to return it and use set method to take input of the name. Then here's our main class. In this I have used the class which I have made the class demo1. Here declare some I instantiated by some variable known as s is equal to new, then demo1, and this. So the variable through which I have instantiate this is s dot set name, and I have used as my name Ahmed Raza. Then and through system.out.println I have print out on the screen as s.getName. So let's have a look at the output. Here it is. So Ahmed Raza, see, so in this program I have used set method and get method to take input and to get output from. So here is the first encapsulation program. Now let's have a look at the second encapsulation program. See, here it is our main class, and this is the class that I have made. I have named it as account. So it is I have declared a variable account number, name, email, and amount. I have declared all the variables which I have declared as private. Account number, why I have declared it as long, because account number is not of 2 numbers or 3 numbers, it can be of 7 to 8 numbers, that's why I have declared it as long. And amount I have declared in as float, because there may be almost $50,000.825, so that's why I have declared it in float. So first we use get method, public long get account underscore numbers. You have to keep in mind that same name should be used to return the variable. You can use any name, but it would be easy for you to understand, or for the second person to understand your code if you use the same name, just a slight little bit of change in it. So public long get account number, return account number, public void. Now I have been getting the input, so I will use void set account number long account number, and this dot account number is equal to account number. So I have set it. Now I will use another string get name, return name, public void set name. This is here's the return type. So this dot name is equal to name. Public string get email, return email, public void set email. This dot email is equal to email. Public float get amount, return amount. See, I have been using it in a quite sequential way, so that those who are viewing this or seeing this video will not be get confused that what the hell I have done with the, so that I also can use it as for first I will set that all the variables in a get method and then the set method, so that it will be a little bit confusing. So I have said I have write that code in such a way that first I will get, then set method, then get method, then set method. So there's I have done the set method and get method. Now I'll return to the main class. Here it is. So sorry, account acc is I've instantiated is equal to new account acc, this which is the variable dot set account number, as I have randomly set it as 1 2 2 3 3 4 5 5 and 6. Account dot set name is so I have set it as some random name Thomas Shelby. Set email as thomas underscore shelby at gmail.com, and set amount as 50,000 and F. So system.out.println, I have now displaying that all on my output screen as in that sequence. So let's run this code as one account number Thomas Shelby, Thomas underscore Shelby at gmail.com, and 50.5 lakh.0. So I hope you'll understand the encapsulation. Now we'll move toward our next topic, which is relationships. So there are two types of relationships: is a relationship and has a relationship. Is a relationship in object oriented programming is a relationship denotes one object is a type of another. Is a relationship is also called as inheritance. In is a relationship, the object of a parent class can be inherited in the child class by a keyword known as super in dot. So parent class is also known as superclass and child class is also known as subclass. So in is a relationship we can achieve we can have the in object oriented programming. So our next topic is a relationship. In object oriented programming, is a relationship denotes one object is type of another object. It is also called as inheritance. In is a relationship, the object of a parent class, which is also known as superclass, can be inherited in the child class by a keyword super in dot. So is a relationship is inheritance, and we can achieve the is a relationship uh, by um by applying the extend keyword with the class name, and we can extend, for example, class A extends class B. So there's a is a relationship, and we can have the properties of is a relationship in that class. For example, a Dell is a laptop, a car is a vehicle. So let's have a look at the is a relationship. I have a main class, here it is, known as demo 3, and I have one parent class known as car. And I want to tell you a main thing that the here extend object doesn't mean that superclass car is inheriting the class object. It is a default. It doesn't affect the program if we remove it here, like I'm removing it, and it won't affect the program. So it is a default. If you write it, no problem. If you don't write it, it will get the object class by its own. So I have declared another variable known as color, and I have set it as private. Max speed also private. So I have made a constructor known as car info. So system.out.println is used to display on the output on the screen. So car color is plus car plus max speed max. So I have another here. I have used set method. This dot color is equal to color, and this dot max speed is equal to max speed. So now this is my parent class. Now I am moving to the child class. This is my child class. Audi car extends the car. Audi starts demo. Here I made a constructor engine, which is another my class. Engine Audi engine is equal to new engine. Audi engine dot start, and here it is. So now I'm moving to engine class, where I have the two methods known as start and stop. So there's a I have made this program very simple so that it would be very easy for you to understand. So system.out.println engine started, system.out.ln engine stopped. Now as you have noticed all the three classes. Now I'm moving to my main class, which is demo 3, where main, so Audi car, the my subclass, and I have instantiated with a variable known as car is equal to new Audi car dot set color. I have not set it color, so I'll set that color here as red. Car dot set max speed as 180. Car dot car info, and car dot Audi start demo. So I'm gonna run this program. As before running this program, let me tell you that this class, Audi car class, is inheriting car class, and having is a relationship with the class car class. Okay, so now car demo. So now I'm going to run it because I forgot to tell you that thing. See, car color red, max speed 180, engine started. Yes. Now we're going towards the hazard relationship. In object-oriented programming, we can say class 1 is in hazard relationship with class B if class A holds reference of class B. Hazard relationship represents composition. An instance of one class can has a reference to an instance of another class or an instance of the same class. For example, a car has an engine, a dog has tail. So we'll move to understand the hazard relationship to the same problem which I have discussed with you guys in the for is a relationship. The same program, like here's my parent class car. Now that engine class is has a relationship with a main class car, and Audi car, and this is also in has a relationship with Audi car class. Like here it is that I have made the engine class object Audi engine, and I have started it with the instance variable of the engine class. So I hope the relationship and encapsulation is very well known to you. So till the next video, Allah Hafiz. Thank you.